During a speech on stage at the Code Conference in Beverly Hills, California, SpaceX and Tesla CEO Elon Musk slammed President Joe Biden, calling his administration biased against Tesla and adding it appeared to be run by unions. Welcome to Tech Bang. In today's video, we shall analyze the ongoing feud between Joe Biden and Elon Musk and how Elon Musk called out the acts of Joe Biden.
That is why Elon Musk was not at any of these meetings all along at the White House.
The President of the United States of America has made a point of overlooking Tesla as the obvious leader of the electric vehicle scene, and Elon Musk is, understandably, not happy with this decision, and because of this, tensions are seemingly getting high and accelerating at a breakneck speed.
President Biden is a damp sock puppet in human form.
In August, President Biden hosted an electric vehicle conference to show his support for the electrification of cars and, by extension, the environment.
Today, President Biden laid out new rules, agreements, and timelines to try to cut that percentage down significantly.
At this event, the United States President invited the executives of different important EV companies, which included companies like General Motors, Ford, and Stellantis, which is the parent company for Chrysler. However, it seemed that Joe Biden did not invite the company that is at the helm of EV production in the country by a significant number. Imagine being the #1 electric vehicle producer in the United States by miles and still not being invited to an EV summit. Elon Musk seemed perplexed. "Yeah, looks odd Tesla wasn't invited," he tweeted. "Isn't it possible that it was just a fluke or a coincidence?" Elon Musk, on the other hand, was about to revolutionize the game with a feat that Joe Biden couldn't deny.
Like Biden held this EV summit, didn't invite Tesla.
Four astronauts were propelled into orbit on September 15th, a remarkable feat for humanity. This was the first non-professional SpaceX crewed private spaceflight. The mission also featured the first black woman to fly a spacecraft, the youngest American astronaut to date, and the first person to fly in space with a prosthesis. Hundreds of thousands of people tuned in to see SpaceX's on-orbit tour of the prestigious Dragon Resilience spacecraft. SpaceX funded hundreds of millions of dollars for the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital with that network in mind. Despite this achievement, President Biden went on without saying anything. The President of the United States has refused to even recognize the 4 newest American astronauts who helped raise hundreds of millions of dollars for St. Jude. One user wrote to Elon, "What is your theory as to why this is the case?" "He's still asleep," Elon said in response. This was in response to former Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's claim that Biden was napping during a meeting. According to Joe Biden's proposed EV arrangement, EV tax credits will be distributed unequally to union factories, which Tesla is not a part of. The president will sign an executive order setting a bold new goal of making half of all new vehicles sold by 2030 zero-emissions vehicles, including battery electric, plug-in hybrid electric, and fuel cell electric vehicles.
They're a vision of the future that is now beginning to happen. A future of the automobile industry that is electric.
In addition, the executive order kicks off the development of long-term fuel economy and emissions requirements to save consumers money, reduce pollution, improve public health, advance environmental justice, and address the climate issue. While this exclusion of Tesla is bothersome, it is not enough for the cause of worry for a company like Tesla, which currently has a good handhold on the EV industry and really doesn't need the aid. Biden, on the other hand, not only refuses to acknowledge Tesla's achievements, but also makes decisions behind closed doors. At the EV conference, Biden said that Mary Barra, the CEO of General Motors, is one of the reasons why electric vehicles have progressed so far, and then went on to discuss a Zoom conversation that Elon was not on. Musk was clearly dissatisfied with Biden's behavior, so he went on to explain how the labor unions control Biden. Musk said on Twitter on September 12th of the proposal, "This is written by Ford UAW lobbyists as they make their electric car in Mexico. Not obvious how this serves American taxpayers." It's safe to assume that Biden, like any other government leader, must appeal to labor unions and lobbyists. Lobbying is essentially legal bribery because lobbyists' only purpose is to sway the attitudes of public authorities. Every year, legacy automakers spend millions of dollars on lobbying. For example, in 2021, General Motors spent more than $7 million on lobbying. More crucially, the government has explicitly spoon-fed the United Auto Workers, or UAW. The UAW is one of the major labor organizations in the United States, with a focus on assisting employees in obtaining better benefits. On the surface, this seems terrific, but the UAW also demands exorbitant fees. Workers must pay 1.44% of their total payment to be a member of the UAW. A year's worth of 1.44% of a $50,000 salary is $720, which is a significant sum. So, where does all this cash end up? According to new investigations, the UAW's officials are stealing a major amount of the union's funds on a regular basis.
Well, another top official in the United Auto Workers Union is facing charges in the corruption scandal tonight.
So far, 16 people have been arrested, and auditors have identified almost $2 million in illicit UAW spending. Gambling, firearms, automobiles, and child support payments were all included in this spending.
It was money supposed to be used for things like job training, helping members, but the feds say the former treasurer at UAW Local 412 over in Warren took millions from union coffers.
Elon Musk has already spoken out against labor unions. He thinks the UAW payments are superfluous because Tesla provides better benefits without them. Regardless of how irrational the UAW is, it has significant power and effectively controls the government. Biden's omission of Elon, according to billionaire fund manager Ron Barron, who was an early Tesla investor, is utterly ludicrous, especially given Elon's good impact on the world. Politicians have recently pushed for a tax on unrealized capital gains or gains on equities that haven't been sold. Elon is a strong opponent of the proposed tax, which the Biden administration has been a vocal proponent of. However, it is important to note that the federal government and SpaceX have an excellent working relationship. For example, it beat Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin and Leidos subsidiary Dynetics for a $2.89 billion contract to develop NASA's next crewed lunar lander, and SpaceX has carried 10 men to the International Space Station for NASA to date. Also, the Department of Justice is investigating SpaceX amid allegations that it discriminated against employment candidates based on citizenship status, a probe that began under Trump's presidency. Despite all the opposition, Elon Musk is still intent on revolutionizing the world with amazing innovations like Tesla's new battery that is set to change the EV game once again. This will no doubt make electric vehicles more affordable for the regular car owner who could previously not afford the luxury of an electric vehicle. The billionaire is also still dedicated to taking humanity to space with his improvements to his already superb SpaceX company that has received praise from NASA. That's it for today's video. Let us know down in the comment section what you think about the ongoing feud between Joe Biden and Elon Musk and how Elon Musk called out the acts of Joe Biden. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to TechBang if you are not already subscribed. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next video.